Okay, that's the last one. All right, that's Craig pocket hole, pocket screw hole is what this is. What we've got here, this is my cabinet. Put things away here. This is my cabinet. It's going to go above the bunk, above the bed, on the driver's side wall up above. And earlier, what I did, I put this bottom plywood piece, I cut it out, glued it and nailed it to the bottom, and it's drying as we speak. And so now I'm making the face, the face of the cabinets, all right? And it's out of oak. There's going to be the bottom runner and the top runner, and then these pieces are going to be the uprights that go in here, okay? And we got to screw those, attach those somehow. So what I'm doing is all the pretty, the beauty faces, the stuff that you're going to see, I'm going to put that down. So everything's the same. Put that down, everything's down. So we're just going to rotate this whole thing down to the cabinet, or down to the floor, the tabletop here. So all the pretty sides that I'm going to, that will be seen, will be facing down. And what I did, I went through all these and picked out, like this one here. This is a good example. See this wood? It's got this streak right in the middle of it. Doesn't have it on this side. This is a pretty side. And this is the dirty side, all right? So all the dirty sides, I put an X on. See the X? I put the X on there, and that lets me know which side to drill the holes on. So this will be the back side that you won't see. So I've drilled all the holes, laid them all out here, okay? I'm done with this, this jig. How you do the jig is you get it all set up, and it's in the instructions, which I won't go into here, but basically you set it up at the right depth. There's a depth stop on the drill, and that makes it only goes in so far. Well, here's your drill, the bit, and it's the size of, where'd the screw go? Let's get one out here. It's the size of the head, see? Oh, come on, focus on me here. All right, it's the size of the head, and then this little piece here is the size of the shaft and the threads, okay? So what you do is you drill it in, you can just line it up like this. Basically, you want the tip of this to hit the bottom of the blue down there, just barely touch the bottom of the blue. Because what that is the bottom of the wood. See, when you put this in, that's where that goes, is right to the very bottom, okay? Now this stop is what stops it. Otherwise, it'd just keep going, and you'd lose the meat on the wood here, so the head has something to bite into. So anyway, that's Craig, the Craig setup. And what I've done, you can clamp this to the counter. That's the little, we call it the jig itself. And they've got different attachments. They got this one here. They've got a smaller one, for if you need to go into a workspace. And they got single bit holes. They got several different attachments. All right, what we're going to do here, how this works, basically, here is your, where's the pretty side? Oh, things like that. Okay, basically what I want to do is I want to attach this wood to that wood, okay? And if this was 2x4s framing in a house or something, you get your trusty old hammer, a framer's hammer. Ain't that just dinky? I love that little thing. You'd get your framing hammer, which is a much bigger hammer, and you just toenail it. You get a nail and a hammer, and you just toenail it, ding, 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 into the wood. Well, on smaller, delicate pieces like this, a nail will probably rip that out, and also a nail is smooth, so it won't hold it as well. So what you want to do is you want to get a screw in there. Well, if you were to just go with a bare piece of wood and another piece of wood, it's hard to get that to bite, right? There's no place for it to bite into. Okay, so what you do is you put a hole in here, and now that can drill in real easy. And how that works, let me get a close up for you here. How this works, And can we focus? Come on, come on. There we go. Now there's your pocket hole, okay? And that's the inside of it. You see the hole all the way in to the other end. And this comes in, instead of coming in square, instead of coming in from this end and then you'd be able to see the head of the screw on the other side of the wood, you're hiding it by putting it down into this pocket and coming through at an angle, okay? And as that screws in, see how that will screw into the other piece of wood that would be right here? Okay, so basically that's what you're doing, okay? You're putting a pocket screw in. Then after it's done, if you needed to, I'm not gonna do it because it's all hidden, but if you needed to, they've got these little dowels, little angled dowels you can buy. And as you can see, I don't want to take them out but there's a piece of wood in here and it's angled just right to where you can put the screw in and then put this wood in, okay, in there like that. Oh, get down here. Okay, so here's the screw, you put the screw into the wood and get it all, and then you can put these are wood, you put them in there and then sand this flat, this piece here, you sand that flat, and it would cover the hole, it would hide the hole, but you would still see the different shades of wood. So I don't want to do it that way, I wanted to hide these. So they're going to be on the inside of the cabinet, so you can't see anything. So it's all hidden. It's all a hidden fastening system is all it is. So that's what we're doing. Unfortunately, when I was gluing this all together, I ran out of glue. I'm gonna have to run to town. Also, I need one more of these 1x3s, and granted, a 1x3 is not 1 inch by 3 inches. Like a 2x4 is not 1 inch or 2 inches by 4 inches. This is like 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, 3/4 of an inch by about 2.5, I think. Yep. So anyway, I need to run and get one more of these. I thought I had enough, but I don't. So I need to get one more of these to go across here, and I'll glue it and screw that or nail with ring shank trim nails, and I'll nail those in, and that'll hold that. Then I'll screw all this together, and then this whole thing will go up against here, and I'll fasten this to this, and then the cabinet will be pretty much done then. After that, I still don't know the name of this stuff. I wish I knew. It's pegboard. You know, when you hang your tools on the wall, the wood that has all the little holes in there to put the hooks in to hang your tools on, whatever that's made out of, I wish I knew. I know the name, I just can't think of it. Anyway, that's the same thing, it just doesn't have any holes in it. It's smooth. Well, that's gonna go on the top, and it's flexible enough, it will bend and match the curve at the top up here. That's gonna go on, and then another piece is gonna go on the back, and the whole cabinet will be done by then. So, I need to run to town and get some glue so I can glue here, put the screws in, let this set, and finish it up. So, that's what I got on project today, is finishing this up so I can get it in there tomorrow morning. I can put it in the van. All right, with the magic of TV, we're done. This is a couple days later. Come out and finished all this up. That same day, went to town, got the glue and all the stuff I needed. This wood right here, this 1x3. Put all that together, put it all, nailed it, and built it all out. Got it all done and realized I think I need to paint the inside of these. So I went back and bought white paint. The next morning, I come back out and I started painting, and I put 3 coats of white paint on the inside of the drawers, the cabinets here. One is, there was enough scruffs and scratches, and unfortunately, humidity out here has got my table saw a little bit rusty. I need to clean that up, but while I was cutting some of these pieces, rust got on the wood, and it wasn't going to stain up very nice on the inside. So all the inside pieces are where rust was on. Some of it, not all of it. So I decided I better paint it. So I painted on the inside of all this, and on the outside I found nicer pieces that will stain up pretty good still. Actually, I'm probably going to cover this with a laminate of some type, and because it's real not pretty with these cutouts. I didn't plan this out very well. I should have done better on that, but I think I'm going to laminate cover that. Actually, I'm not going to do any of this because this is going to be way in the back of the RV, and you won't be able to see it. But on this end, it's right there, easy to see, because when you're sitting at the side door, right there it is, you know. So I'm going to have to pretty up this right here pretty well. So I got all the oak front here. Got a little scar there. Sand that down. What I need to do is get my belt sander out and sand down these edges and stuff just a little bit, just to soften them, okay, and make them blend well, so there's no you don't feel the edges right here. So I need to sand that down. But what I wanted to show you here on the top, can you see these cuts I made? Let's get you real close here. See these cuts I made? What I did is I put it on the table saw, and the blade was just barely sticking up. This was facing down, and I put these relief cuts in here, so right where it kind of bends a little bit, right here it bends a little bit, I put some relief cuts so it would flex a little easier, okay? Well, I put them in there. I actually went more than halfway through on that, and still wasn't flexing very well, you know. I mean, you could force it, but so I put a little bit of water, took a wet rag, a paper towel, soaked it with water, and dribbled some water just right down in these grooves. Just enough to soften it, not to make it blister or anything, but just enough to make it softer to where it laid a little smoother. And then I put all these screws in here to hold it down while the glue's set. Well, after the glue is set, there's no sense of having all them screws in there, so I took them back out. They were just to hold it long enough for the glue. Then I put on the back, same deal back there. Then I painted it, like I said, and so I think, let me do a little sanding on this. Let me do a little bit of sanding on this, and we'll be ready to throw it inside the van. Well, that's where it's going to go. I'm going to put some screws in her and get her all tied to the roof. So we're going to put some screws here and there on the back. Here's another rib. I'll put some more in there, here and there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 places. It's going to go to the ceiling ribs and just all over on the back, because this is a lot heavier than this one here. This is probably weighs, it's longer, it's a foot longer. This one was 6 foot, this one was 7 foot. It's twice as deep and a little bit lower. You know what I did? I mismeasured. Remember I said I was going to make it to where the bed would fold up underneath here real nice and neat? The bed is 38, let's just say with covers and everything, 39 inches. Well, we got 36. Where I've measured wrong, Rat, I don't know, but it's way too deep. That bed's going to come up to about here, so I'm not going to be able to fold the mattress up in there like I thought. Also, remember all these cables, these wires and everything? What I decided to do with that, what I decided to do with that, these wires, is I got some little loop fasteners that you screw in, and I'm going to screw them in right there, right up. I cut a little notch out back here so they can get through easy, and I'm going to attach them right up in here like this, nice and tight. Okay, just every so many inches, put a fastener in there and tighten them up with a little loop. And once that's up, then I'm going to bring one of those, probably about a 1x3. And it'll come from here down to the bottom edge of this. So this, it'll take up all of this with oak right here, and it'll cover up the harness. But it'll be easy to get to if I ever need to for some reason. I don't know why I would, but if I ever needed to get to it for some maintenance reasons, maybe all I gotta do is take the screws out and pull that board off, and they're right here, easy to get to again. So that's what I'm going to do with those, just kind of tuck them up underneath there nice and tight. After this is in nice and square and bolted in as tight as it'll go up against the wall and against the ceiling, I'll go along and I'll fasten these. So I'm going to turn you off, and I'm going to finish putting this all together, and that's that cabinet done. So I think that's long enough video for this one. And next video I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about the Tesla truck. So, oh boy, lots of comments on the Tesla truck coming up. So, anyway, let me get this put up there, bolted down and everything, and we'll get back with you.